Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone, rule well, teach you on sound doctrine, strong shalom, to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on these last days, man. Okay, it's your brother HAQADASH, representing the GMS branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing, to bring out a quick and edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI. All right. First and foremost, let me see if this is actually live. All right, Khan. So it says, I have a picture of a Gadite up. I've used this before. It says the beginning is near. All right, the beginning is near, because the title of this lesson, you see it on the screen, it says there is an exact date and time to ease end. All right, there is an exact date and time to ease end. All right, the Lord has a precise measurement down to the smallest denominator of exactly when Esau is going to be decimated, man. You know, it's beautiful. I heard elder, I can't remember who exactly it was. I think it was the elder brother Amwan Gabar who actually said it. Yeah, it was him. I was listening to a lesson earlier, and he had mentioned that, man. You know, like it just sparked my mind, because it's funny, because he said exactly similar to what if not exactly how I have the title. You know what I'm saying? Which is, again, there's an exact date and time to ease in, which is mind-blowing, which is fascinating and amazing and beautiful, and whatever word you want to put there, because that shows you how much YAHWASHI cares, man. You know? All right? That shows you how much he loves us, because the fact that he didn't allow YAHWASHI to know, you know, he didn't give YAHWASHI access to that information, because YAHWASHI said, the things that the Heavenly Father have made known unto me, I have made known unto you. So YAHWASHI would have told us those times at the time as well. And you would have brothers repent at the last minute. You know how Jake is. They wait to the last minute for everything. So it's beautifully done that the Lord kept that information. He held that information back, so that what, man? To show you that he really loves us, man. You know what I'm saying? So that he can make sure that the prophecy got fulfilled exactly how he wanted it to, man. You know? Everything is according to his will. So you see on this sign, it says the beginning is near, because why? Because when our beginning is near, we have never truly lived, man. As the apple of the Lord's eye, as the chosen people, man, we have yet to live a full day. We have never lived a full day, man. You know? We have yet to live a full day. A day, according to the Most High, is 1,000 years. We have yet to live a full day. And we will soon come in the kingdom, man. You know? So our beginning is near. And Esau's end is near, which is our beginning. Okay? Let me grab this precept. You know what I'm saying? I had something queued up so I could just be in and out. This is Matthew 24:36. It says, but of that day and hour, and Lord willing, this is recording. I haven't went live on Prism in probably over a year. This is Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. You see? So he said, no one knows the day nor hour of when the Father is going to give the okay for YAHWASHI to cause havoc, man. It says, but of that day, what day? The day of the Lord. And hour, what hour? The hour of destruction. The hour of Esau's demise. Right? In 1 hour thou shalt be destroyed. And an hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. And this is YAHWASHI speaking. So that tells us how important this day is to the Lord, to Yahawah, man. You know, just know that he has Esau's numbers calculated. He has his days calculated, man. You know, this is 2nd Ezra 9:5. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and end, and the end is manifest. Right, the end is manifest because we let me see what this word say. Bear with me. All right, let's see what comes up. Manifest.
Manifest.
So manifest, it says clear or obvious to the eye or mind, display or show. Right. So the Lord is getting ready to what he's showing you by the signs that's on the earth. You know, he's showing you by the different plagues and pestilence shit. When the prophets came back on the scene, that was a sign, all right, that the end was manifest. Because the end actually started. Let's get this real quick. When Yahawashai came on the earth as himself. This is Hebrews 1:1. It says, the Most High, who has sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets. So the Lord always used the prophets to speak to the people, man. Have in these last days spoken unto us. You see, it says, have in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. So, I'm gonna see what it say in the NLT. Hebrews 1 and 2 in the NLT. It says, and now in these final days he has spoken to us through his Son. The Most High promised everything to the Son as an inheritance, and through the Son he created the universe. Which, right, but, you know, which the universe has many worlds. You know what I'm saying? You see how they tried to slither that in there, but the point is that, right, sticking to the lesson, it says, and now in these final days. So this is over 2,000, a little roughly over 2,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? A little over 2 days ago. You know, so there you have it, man. You know, you have it where it says at the beginning of verse 2, and now in these final days. So those were the final days, man. Those was the start of the final days, and we're living at the end of those final days. All right, so going back to 2nd Ezra 9:5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and end, and an end, the end is manifest. So, okay, one more thing I want to do. Grab this. Manifest. It's like, let's see what it say. Manifest, clearly revealed to the eye or the understanding, open to view or comprehension. Right, clearly revealed to the eye or understanding. All right, the Lord has spoken them by his prophets. All right, he told you that Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets are old, prophesy of famines and wars and destruction, all right, against great kingdoms. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so that means that when the prophets came back on the scene, right, starting with Abba Bibbins, right, that was teaching the true doctrine in terms of, you know, the Old and New Testament, right, bringing the right vibration, all right, outside of the commandment keepers, right, and then it trickled on down to the One West, all right, the elders over our elders, right, today, which like Apostle Tahar say, all right, the 7, all right, and then you have Apostle Tahar and the rest of the elders, apostles, and the bishops, the elder brothers, and so forth, all the way down to us, man. Okay, and it's been clearly revealed because the prophets are back on the scene to break these things down. to give the answers into call all YAHWASHI shots 414 to give the answers to the mysteries and the dark sayings and parables that Yahawah shared with them. All right, some of those men actually wrote those books, man. It says clearly revealed to the eye or the understanding. It says evident. So the end is evident, right? It's evident, meaning, let's get it, evident, plain or obvious, right? So it's obvious that it's obvious that this system is on its way out. It's obvious that this kingdom is over with. It's obvious that Israel, what the scripture is saying, is true. It's obvious that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua exists. It's obvious that they live. It's obvious that Esau is the so-called white man. It's obvious that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird are the children of Israel. It's obvious who the heathen are. It's obvious that the truth is on the earth, and you can see it's obvious that the truth is actually fading back out, man. You can see the prophets. You can see everything playing out, man. It's obvious. It's plain upon tables, right? It's plain upon tables, man. And we're giving it to you raw. This is let me just grab that real quick. Habakkuk 2. And I'll start at the top. 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Right? Because we are watchmen, and we're on the towers, warning the city of the danger that's coming, of the flood that's coming. All right, of Esau, Edom's. Esau. It says, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that read of it. And we've, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, he allowed us to break these things down plainly and simple through our start with our apostle elders, a great millstone on down. All right, enter into their labors and continue in the ministry, man. All right, doing a great work, but we making it plain so that you can understand and be edified. Right? To edify goes into being built up, so that you can be properly built up. Right? You don't rush the building process. You take your time. Make sure each structure can withhold and withstand the damage or the heat that's applied to it, man. You know what I'm saying? So it says, verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Right? So we made it plain upon tables that there is no excuse. You see what I'm saying? We made it plain upon tables so that there is no excuse, so that you can't say you didn't know this or that. So the vision is yet for an appointed time, and we're living in the time. We're living in the time in which the prophets expressed. We're living in the time that the prophets expressed. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. At the end it shall speak and not lie. You see, so now everything that the prophets has been saying, right? That everything that was mocked at and so forth. Now they're starting to speak more, man. They're starting to speak at a higher frequency, man. You know, it was for there you have it. The vision is yet for an appointed time. It was what time? It goes back to the title. The title is, there is an exact date and time to ease in. So these things were appointed. They were appointed. Let me see what that word appointed means. It says equipped, furnished. Ooh, appoint. It says to decide, to resolve, to arrange the time of a meeting, etc. Right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua arranged the time on everything. He the time, like how long we was gonna be in hardcore slavery, 365. It say 3 days and a half, right? 300. Damn, what am I trying to say? Revelation 11 and so forth. Many precepts on that. Daniel, right? 3 days and a half, we was going to be in captivity. He had numbers dealing with certain rulers, Alexander the Freak and Antiochus, and you know what I'm saying, the particular things that was going to happen in prophecy. The Lord had it calculated, because the Lord deal with numbers, man. The 12 tribes, the 144,000 and so forth. The Lord deal with numbers, and he has everything calculated. The hairs on our head, how far we are from the sun, or how far the sun is from us, and so forth, man. He got the hairs calculated. He has Israel calculated. You know what I'm saying? And he also have our days calculated. You know, when you go to Job chapter 14 and 5, it says, seeing his days are determined. Right? His days are determined, man. Before I read that, let's go to Job 7 and 1. Is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Right. There's not a time arranged by the Heavenly Father for when man is supposed to do this or that. The Lord tell you in Job also that he installed our instructions while we are asleep. So when we arise, right, when we rise in the morning, right, we play out what was installed in us while we were sleeping, man. You know, it's like a computer. When the computer is on sleep mode, right? Like you got something downloading, but you got the computer on sleep mode so that it can go faster, and then so it could be more efficient, so that when you go to use the computer, it can perform the download in which was installed. And that's how the Lord do us every day. And eventually in the kingdom of heaven, the Lord is going to download a download in us where it's never going to actually have to be wiped. The computer never going to have to be wiped clean again. You know, we're never going to need an upgrade and so forth. It's going to be a complete download. You know what I mean? So that's how the Lord, you know, that's how we're maneuvered, man, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI on a certain extent. So to point, man, all right, make ready, arrange, right? So the Lord has arranged a time for each thing on the earth. So it says, Job 7 and 1, is there not an appointed time to man upon earth? Are not his days also like the days of a hireling? You know, so the Lord has everything numbered. Okay, he has everything. He has everything numbered, man. Even Esau's rulership. Right? Let me go here real quick. Job 14 and 5. Seeing his days are determined. Right? His days are not long. It said the triumph of the wicked is short, man. All right. The triumph is his rage and wrath in which he reigned, which he ruled the people with. Right? He ruled the people with anger, like the scriptures say, and he had a continual stroke. You know, he didn't let up and had no mercy, so he ruled the people in wrath. He rules the people in anger, man. Bitterness, which is America. That word America means bitter. You know, so he's the embodiment of bitterness and stubbornness and anger. You know, so Esau, his days are determined. It says, seeing his days are determined. Right, so he has an expected end because he ruled the people in wrath, man. Okay, which caused everybody to be mad. Right, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right, the Lord has arranged the time of when he's going to actually be disannulled, man. When he's going to be actually moved out of his place. His wickedness had to reach a certain point, right? It had to reach a certain point so that the Lord can execute his judgment, man. You know? So the Lord set the bounds that he cannot pass. So the Lord, that means that the Lord has a precise hit, time, date, and moment of when Esau is going to fall. When these certain things are going to play out on the earth, man. Let me go back. Where I'm at, Salaki. Here. I think that's pretty much it for real. That's all I probably wanted to touch on for real. let me see. But yeah, so anyways, the title again, there is an exact date and time to ease in, right? And Ezra was acquiring of this as well. He was acquiring of this as well, man. You know, it says, let me read this and then jump up. This is 2 6 and 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? You see, and we're reaching the final stages and the final point of this endurance, of this to this equation of us being subject to heathen rulership, right? Being servants unto the heathen, man. When you jump up to 2 6 and 9, it says, let me start at 6. Damn. Man, I'm trying to avoid starting at the top. Let's just close with this. 2 6 and 1. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, right? Or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or even the chimneys in Zion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Right? So the Lord is in control. We just read Matthew that YAHWASHI said he don't even know the time. So it said then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, right? And through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other, right? So the Lord is coming to do it because he's the one that created it. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth, right? So this is the end of the first dominion over the whole earth, which was prophesied to be ruled under the authority of wickedness for a period of time, for a season. Okay, the Lord allowed wickedness to reign supreme for a second on the earth, okay, so that it could turn the people's minds away. It can put people in the right right measure or right lot, so that they could fulfill a lot, whether good or bad, you know, whether righteous or wicked, man, you know. So he said, or when shall be the end of the first dominion state on the earth, which was promised to Esau, because that was his blessing. All right, because the Lord knew that to make sure that he stuck to the stuck to that blessing, all right, in accuracy. Okay, he made it where he said he would live by the sword. Okay, so he blessed him with his curse. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, because to live by the sword is a curse, man. You know, but he blessed it. But it was in the form of a blessing. All right, because Esau wouldn't have took it if it was anything else. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord would have used the words, any other words, so he had to use the context of what was actually applied in that moment. And Esau received this blessing, okay, but it was also a curse unto him, because it's going to bring in his destruction. He used his blessing to take over the world, and it's also going to be used to actually bring him to ashes, man, to dust. A state of confusion. It says, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth, right? So, like you see here as we close out, you says the beginning is near. You see the Gadite, because why? The beginning is here. Its beginning is near, and its beginning is here. You know what I'm saying? It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand healed first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. There you have it, man. There you have it. So he's the end of the world. He's the end of this little age, right? Esau is the end of this period of time. All right. So when going back to Job real quick, I forgot. 14:5. It said, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Let's go to the NLT. It says, you have decided the length of our lives. Right, the Lord have decided, which goes back to appoint. Like we brought out, that word appoint goes back into, you see the first thing it says, to decide. See? So the Lord made an arrangement, all right, of when things is going to take place on the earth at the exact moment. It's never, in the world they say the wrong place at the wrong time. It's never a wrong place at the wrong time. You're always at the right place at the right time, no matter the outcome. It says, Job 14:5, you have decided the length of our lives. In the NLT, you know how many months we will live, and we are not given a minute longer. See, when the Lord wants you, he gonna have you. Just because it seemed like you cheated death, you didn't, because the Lord got everything set up. That's like movie Final Destination is about. Final Destination. They tried to cheat death, but they always came back to get him. You see what I'm saying? You can't out cheat death. You can't out cheat the Most High. You can't cheat the Most High. Can't cheat death, because it says what? Again, it says in the latter part of verse 5, Job 14:5, and we are not given a minute longer. See? So leave us alone and let us rest. We are like hired hands, so let us finish our work in peace, man. So when you go into this word, it's like it. Let's see. Says strong definition: a man that wages by the day or year. Someone who receives this is for hireling. This is, you know what I'm saying, receive his day's wage. You know what I'm saying? All right. Because why? Because the work is done. You know what I'm saying? What needed to be done is done. You know. It says through the idea of temporary purchase. Let me do this. Let me see what this say. Then we're gonna close out. Mercenary. All right, so this is the etymology of etymon line. Says one who works for hire. It says not only disparaging, one who acts only for mercenary motives. You see what I'm saying? So and I forgot the point I was about to make, but yeah, man. So there you have it, man. You know, it says turn. It's like, See, it said again, seeing it, verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds, right, meaning decided, or meaning to arrange his bounds that he cannot pass. No matter what Esau do, that's still not what he's capable of doing in terms of his wickedness. All right, so the Lord put a bound upon how long, and it's gonna go off the exact moment, that time, everything gonna pop off. But he set a bound, okay, that he cannot pass, man. All right, he set a border that he cannot cross over. Feel me? So I think that's it, you know. I done that. I think that's it. Damn. Yeah, but let me that's all I wanted on that, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying, just something quick. I don't know how long this went, but yeah, man, we at the door, man. We at the door. You know what I'm saying? We at the front door. Okay, we at the front door, and the Lord has Esau calculated time of his rulership appointed, man. He has it arranged, and he has the time exactly of when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen exactly at that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Exactly at that time, which means that the Lord have mercy on us, because we don't even know the time, which now we're able to prove ourselves worthy. You see, that's love. That's love, man. Instead of just wiping us out, the Lord is letting us at least prove ourselves. You know? So, Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors again to our apostle, our elders, great millstone, who will teach you on sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Again, remember, there's an exact date and time to Esau's madness, man. Okay, just remember that. There's an exact date and time to Esau's end. His madness ending. Okay? So just know that, brother. If we constantly think about that, we know that we're not going to be here that much longer, man. And according to the prophecies, the prophecy states of where we're at in prophecy and how much longer we got here, or rough or estimated time of how much time we have here, man. So Lord willing, it's edifying again. Until next time, shalom. I'm Waffle Shalom. How you end this? How you end this, man?